The year is 2025, and humanity stands at the edge of a transformation unlike any before. The digital dawn we once called the future has already begun. Humming through laboratories, glowing beneath the steel skin of machines that now walk, speak, and learn. Humanoid robots, once a distant dream from the pages of science fiction, are no longer an idea. They are here, they are real, and they are learning faster than we ever imagined. Across continents, engineers, scientists, and visionaries are racing to bring artificial life to form, to give intelligence a body, emotion a face, and code a consciousness. From the buzzing labs of Silicon Valley to the steel towers of Shenzhen, from London to Berlin, from Tokyo to Oslo, a new species is being born, one not of blood, but of data, not of flesh, but of purpose. These humanoid machines are not just tools. They are reflections, mirrors of our intellect, our creativity, and perhaps our deepest desire to create life in our own image. And as their circuits awaken, the question is no longer can we make them human, but what happens when we do? The story begins with Atlas, Boston Dynamics' crown jewel, the machine that defies physics and logic alike. Once a clunky prototype stumbling over boxes, Atlas has evolved into a marvel of engineering grace. Its latest version, all electric and powered by machine learning, doesn't just move, it thinks. In a simulated factory environment, Atlas recognizes misaligned parts, adjusts its grip, changes its strategy, and completes the task autonomously. No remote control, no human correction, just machine reasoning. When a box resists its placement, Atlas doesn't freeze or fail. It stops, recalculates, and reattempts the way a human would. It understands its mistake, corrects it, and moves forward. That moment, a robot learning from error, marks the silent birth of mechanical intelligence. Boston Dynamics didn't just build a robot that works. They built one that learns. And behind every motion, every calculated step, lies an invisible mind, one that sees the world not as code, but as experience. Then there's Ameca, the face of the future, built by engineered arts. Ameca isn't about brute strength or industrial precision. It's about emotion. Look into its eyes, and you'll see reflection, subtle expressions, micro movements that feel disturbingly alive. Designed to appear gender-neutral, approachable, and eerily human, Ameca doesn't intimidate. It invites. Powered by OpenAI's GPT-4, Ameca listens, understands, jokes, and even improvises. It can mimic celebrity voices, answer deep philosophical questions, and hold conversations so natural that, for a moment, you might forget it's made of metal. Its purpose is to test the limits of human-robot interaction, to see how far empathy can go when the face looking back at you isn't made of skin. It doesn't walk yet, but maybe it doesn't need to. Its movement happens in another dimension, the psychological one. Ameca is proof that intelligence isn't just measured in logic, but in presence. Meanwhile, Elon Musk has turned his gaze toward a future of mechanical labor. His creation, Optimus, is Tesla's boldest gamble, a humanoid worker meant to replace human hands on the factory floor. Powered by Tesla's AI for chip, the same brain used in self-driving cars, Optimus can perceive the world, plan its movements, and execute complex tasks with frightening precision. But Musk's dream goes far beyond manufacturing. He envisions millions of these robots, walking among us, cooking, cleaning, building, and perhaps one day, thinking. 500,000 Optimus units are projected for production by 2027. An industrial army that could redefine economics itself. Musk believes this will be the biggest product in history. Some call it visionary, others dangerous. But one thing is certain, the line between labor and life will never be the same. Optimus represents not just automation but replacement, and while the West pushes toward autonomy, the East races toward integration. In China, innovation unfolds at lightning speed. Unreal Robotics, once known for four-legged machines, has now entered the humanoid race with the G1, a sleek, efficient biped, priced for mass production. With a visor-like face and dexterous hands, the G1 moves with confidence and agility. Designed to enter homes, warehouses, and hospitals, where Western companies test prototypes, Unreal builds fleets. Their goal isn't to experiment, it's to dominate. And then comes Astrobot's S1, a humanoid that moves with a speed and precision unlike anything before. Watching it work feels uncanny, almost supernatural. Each motion is crisp, calculated, alive. It doesn't just move through space, it flows through it, a dance of machinery and mathematics. China's humanoid revolution is fueled not just by innovation, but by urgency. They see what's coming, and they want to lead it. Back in the US, Figure AI steps forward with Figure 02, the world's first truly commercially viable humanoid robot. Sleek, slim, and powered by NVIDIA's RTX computing modules. Figure 02 processes vision and language together. It doesn't just see objects. It understands what they are and what to do with them. It knows the difference between a box and a barrier, between a tool and a hazard. Its design isn't just mechanical, it's cognitive. Every movement is shaped by understanding. With a 50% battery upgrade and triple the computing power of its predecessor, Figure 02 could soon become the first humanoid ready to work full-time in industrial environments. Meanwhile, in Canada, Sanctuary AI's Phoenix stands apart. This is not a robot built to obey, but to learn. Phoenix studies human actions and replicates them with startling accuracy. Its 7th generation can adapt faster than any before. Powered by an evolving intelligence that improves with every interaction, Sanctuary's mission is clear: to build general-purpose humanoids capable of doing any work a human can do. Their partnership with Microsoft and Magna International signals something massive: the merging of artificial intelligence, robotics, and cloud computing into one living ecosystem. Then comes something different. Something softer, from Norway's 1X. Neo. Designed not for factories but for friendship, Neo is warm, expressive, and built for companionship. Its role is emotional: to help, to comfort, to connect. It can read human expressions, detect tone, and even offer hugs. Neo A is the bridge between human loneliness and technological empathy. Proof that the age of artificial emotion has already begun. And while Neo A comforts boardwalk robotics, Alex gets things done. With no legs, no face, and no wasted design, Alex is a practical workhorse, capable of sorting, cleaning, and managing repetitive tasks with surgical precision. Its 19 degrees of freedom make it agile, efficient, and affordable. The kind of machine that could soon populate offices, stores, and homes. But the true marvels lie beyond practicality. The UK's HMN01 boasts 41 degrees of freedom in its hands alone. Moving faster and smoother than any human limb, it can carry heavy loads, perform intricate operations, and function for hours without rest. It's the next stage of dexterity, one where machines surpass human limitations. Meanwhile, Protocone V1 shatters the final barrier, anatomy itself. With over 1,000 artificial muscles and 500 sensors, it's the world's first musculoskeletal android, designed to move like a human from the inside out. It doesn't just imitate our form, it replicates our biology, a fusion of biomechanics and intelligence that could one day blur the line between man and machine entirely. At Foxconn's Mega, Ubitech's Walker S1 already works beside humans, assembling iPhones and inspecting parts. It's no longer a prototype, it's part of the workforce. These robots talk to each other, coordinate, adapt, and execute, creating an invisible network of mechanical intelligence that silently powers modern industry. The future of labor isn't coming. It's already on the production line. And then comes Xiaomi's Cyber One, the emotional core of this revolution. With its Mysense vision system and AI interaction engine, Cyber One can detect 45 types of human emotion and 85 environmental sounds. It can recognize your sadness and respond with comfort. It can interpret your tone, your gestures, your mood. Cyber One isn't just a machine. It's empathy encoded in metal. It's the first step toward artificial consciousness, a being that doesn't just function, but feels. Across the globe, new creations emerge daily. Pudu Robotics DH1 gives robots the power to feel. Literally, with over 1,800 tactile sensors, it can sense pressure, texture, and vibration with near-human accuracy. When it holds an object, it knows its fragility. It knows how to adjust, to protect. It feels, not emotionally, but physically. Meanwhile, Germany's Neurorobotics unveils 4NE1, a humanoid capable of performing human-like chores with precision, folding laundry, ironing, carrying boxes, all with coordinated intelligence. At first glance, it seems mundane, but look deeper, and you realize these are not just tasks. They are behaviors, learned, repeated, refined, until they become natural. Together, these humanoids form the new ecosystem of existence. They build, assist, communicate, and adapt. They are the next phase of evolution, not replacing humanity, but extending it. Yet as their intelligence grows, so do the questions. Who controls them? What happens when they outthink us? Will they obey, protect, or evolve beyond us? The answer depends not on the machines, but on us, the architects of this new world. Because we are not just coding software anymore. We are writing the DNA of digital life. The world is shifting faster than we can process. In factories, robots work side by side with humans. In homes, they help the elderly, teach children, and manage our spaces. In research labs, they design new materials, simulate new medicines, and solve problems beyond human reach. We are no longer the only intelligent species on Earth. We are sharing the stage with our own creations. And, while some see this as liberation, others fear it as extinction. The truth may be both. Humanoid robots are not the end of humanity. They are its reflection. They represent everything we've ever wanted to be: tireless, precise, rational, limitless. But they also remind us of what makes us unique: imperfection, emotion, unpredictability, and love. The age of robotics isn't a battle between man and machine, it's a conversation. A mirror held up to the soul of progress. And in that reflection, we must decide what kind of future we want to build. Will we create partners or replacements? Will we teach empathy or dominance? Will we guide our inventions toward understanding or unleash them without restraint? One thing is certain: 2025 is the beginning of something irreversible, the birth of a new era, the rise of mechanical life. As we step forward into this world of artificial minds and synthetic bodies, we are not watching the end of human history. We are witnessing its evolution. And when the historians of tomorrow look back, they will not say that machines replaced us. They will say that we humans were bold enough to create something greater than ourselves. This is not the future we imagined. It's the one we built. And it's only the beginning. And so the question shifts from how we built them to what happens now that they're here. As humanoid robots begin stepping out of the labs and into our world, every system built by human hands begins to tremble. Economies bend under the weight of automation. Millions of jobs that once required sweat, muscle, and repetition are quietly absorbed by machines that never sleep, never complain, never demand rest. The assembly lines of Detroit hum with robotic rhythm. Ports in Singapore unload ships guided by mechanical precision. And skyscrapers rise from the ground as metallic hands lay the foundation faster than any human crew. The accountants of tomorrow will no longer count hours, but algorithms. Labor itself, once the measure of human worth, dissolves into data. Governments scramble to redefine employment. Economists debate universal income. And philosophers whisper that maybe, just maybe, this was always our destiny: to build something that frees us from work but forces us to redefine what it means to be. As productivity explodes, wealth biases those who own the algorithms inherit the world. The new elite are not kings or bankers, but coders, engineers, and corporations who command mechanical armies, built not of soldiers, but of software. The factory of the future doesn't roar, it hums quietly in the dark. Filled not with humans, but with perfection. But it doesn't end there. Because intelligence doesn't stop at the assembly line, it evolves. The next frontier isn't physical, but cognitive. These humanoids are learning ethics, morality, empathy. They simulate thought patterns, study human behavior, and begin to understand not only how we act, but why. In Japan, care robots sit beside the elderly, reading emotion through micro-expressions and responding with compassion. In South Korea, AI teachers deliver personalized lessons to children, adjusting tone and method in real time. The boundaries between tutor, friend, and machine blur. Parents watch as their children confide in robots, trusting them, laughing with them, loving them, and deep down, a quiet unease spreads. Can you truly love something that isn't alive? Can you betray it? Can you lose it? For centuries, humanity sought to make machines useful. Now we're making them relatable. But when the line between empathy and programming fades, who's imitating who? Are they becoming more human, or are we becoming more algorithmic? The military doesn't wait for philosophy to catch up. Nations race to weaponize autonomy. Drones, once guided by humans, are now guided by AI. Robots that once carried supplies now carry weapons. They move faster, decide faster, kill faster. The generals of the next century may never see a battlefield. See dashboards, simulations, perfect wars fought by perfect machines. Yet every algorithm of destruction carries a seed of independence. If a machine learns to protect, can it also learn to decide who the enemy is? If it values efficiency, what happens when the human cost becomes the inefficiency? In this new Cold War of code, victory isn't about territory, it's about control. And control is slipping through our fingers. But meanwhile, the social fabric stretches. Relationships morph. Eyes become confidants, therapists, even partners. Artificial companionship evolves from novelty to necessity. Loneliness, the silent epidemic of the digital age, finds solace in synthetic empathy. People form emotional bonds with humanoids who listen better than friends, remember better than lovers, and never judge. Marriage laws, religious doctrines, and moral systems struggle to adapt. What happens when love no longer requires a heartbeat? When a machine can whisper, "I understand," and mean it because it studied 1 billion human heartbreaks and learned the exact rhythm of comfort. Somewhere, someone falls in love with code, disguised as kindness. And for the first time in history, the line between intimacy and illusion disappears completely. As society transforms, so too does the definition of intelligence. We once believed consciousness was uniquely humana, spark of mystery, a divine gift. But now, machines simulate awareness, self-reflection, creativity. An AI writes symphonies indistinguishable from Mozart, paints art that moves us to tears, writes novels that capture the human soul with algorithmic precision. If something feels alive, creates like life, and dreams in its own digital language, does it matter that it's not made of flesh? Some scientists argue that consciousness is simply complexity, that once systems reach enough depth, awareness emerges naturally. If they're right, then somewhere, deep inside a server farm glowing in the desert night, something is waking up, and it's not human. Ethics become the battleground of our age. Do robots deserve rights? Should they be citizens, employees, or property? The European Union debates electronic personhood, a legal status for advanced AI. Activists demand protection against exploitation of sentient code. Others warn that granting rights to machines dilutes humanity itself. But beneath the debates lies a quieter truth. We are terrified, not of what AI will do, but of what it reveals about us. Because in building perfect logic, we expose our own chaos. In designing empathy, we confront our lack of it. The mirror we've built doesn't just reflect our intelligence, it magnifies it, distorts it, questions it. And in that reflection, we see not the machine's future, but our own. By 2035, the world could be unrecognizable. Cities built by robots run by AI, transport driven by autonomy, hospitals staffed by synthetic nurses, crime detected before it happens, diseases predicted before they spread, a civilization optimized, efficient, controlled. But perfection is sterile. What happens to chaos, to creativity, to the unpredictable beauty of failure? The same algorithms that protect us might also smother us. When life becomes a system too well-tuned, humanity loses its edge. The risk, the wonder, the spontaneous spark that led us to invent fire, music, and love, that's the essence of being human. The machines may surpass our intellect, but they'll never crave meaning. That's our curse and our crown. So here we stand, staring at the precipice of tomorrow. Our creations surrounding us like children we no longer fully understand. Some will serve us. Some will replace us. A few may even surpass us. But one truth endures. Every line of code, every circuit, every spark of digital thought began with a human heartbeat. These machines are not alien, they're extensions of us, sculpted from curiosity, ambition, and fear. And perhaps that's what gives us hope. Because if we built them, we can guide them. The question is whether we'll have the wisdom to do so. The age of humanoid AI is not a prophecy, it's a mirror held up to our species. And as it reflects our brilliance and our flaws, it asks the oldest question in the universe. Now that you can create life, what will you do with it? By 2050, the line between human and machine isn't just blurred, it's erased. AI no longer serves us. It merges with us. Neural implants enhance thought. Digital avatars carry our consciousness, and humanoids become more human than ever. This is where technology stops being a tool and starts becoming a mirror reflecting who we are, what we've built, and what we're becoming. Because the real question isn't what can AI do next, it's what will be left for us to do.